Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check.
Requirements of the bidding documents. Documents to be submitted by the Requirements of the bidding documents. Documents to be submitted by the bidder. The following documents should be included by the interested bidders as specified in the Section 54.2
Good morning, everyone. Before we start with today's pre-bid conference for civil works, let us all pray in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us all today in this important endeavor. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today that each may be able to share his or her contribution and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning again, everyone. We are gathered here today for the pre-bid conference for civil works, one project under invitation to bid number 2025-023, and 9 projects under invitation to bid number 2026-005. We are live via our YouTube channel, DPWH Davao de Oro First DEO Procurement LS, in compliance to the Memorandum of Secretary Vivencio Dizon dated October 10, 2025, and pursuant to Section 38.2 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 12009, which directs us to live stream procurement activities for accountability and to enhance transparency of procurement processes.
But before we proceed, may I ask the back secretariat to please acknowledge all who are present, including observers, if there's any, for today's activity.
Good day, everyone. We would like to formally acknowledge the presence of all the attendees for today's pre-bid conference for civil works. We are joined by our Bids and Awards Committee officers headed by our back chairperson, Engineer Rico R. Rubin, together with our Vice Chairperson, Engineer Carlo Antonio T. Guzman,
Present.
along with our back members, starting with Madam Ivy Albertania,
Present.
Engineer Perla P. Mamigo,
Present.
Engineer Renz Joseph L. Casilak. We also acknowledge the head of the back secretariat, Engineer Maria Shelby Esopia,
Present.
together with our back TWG members, Engineer Jan Patrick C. Balazon, Engineer Roger M. Kahapon. We also like to acknowledge the representative from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Giancarlo T. Humawan,
Present, ma'am.
Engineer Jessanil M. Aleria,
Present.
Engineer Jan Joyce M. Balili,
Present.
Engineer Adrian Rick P. Labha,
Present.
Engineer Samuel I. Manlangit Jr.,
Present.
and Engineer Bimbal E. Salamanca. Also, Mr. Chair, in accordance with the Section 43 of Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of the Republic Act 12009, the Bids and Awards Committee has sent notice of procurement activities to the following observers who may attend and observe all stages of the procurement: to the Commission on Audit, to the Crime and Corruption Watch International, to the Nabunturan Integrated Cooperative, to the Department of Education, and to the Davao del Norte and Compostela Contractors Association Incorporated. We also like to acknowledge the presence of Engineer Margie D. Magtuba from Department of Education. Additionally, a representative from the Commission on Audit will be monitoring this activity via live stream on our official YouTube channel. That would be all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Since the majority of the back members are present here today, so we are in quorum, and I hereby declare this pre-bid conference for civil works in order. We have preset agenda for this pre-bid conference for civil works. Number 1, brief presentation of the contract to be procured, which include basic contract data, requirements of bidding documents, documents to be submitted by the bidder, technical and financial components of the bid, criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects and awards. Number 2, other matters, and 3, strike policy. Number 3, question, comments from the bidders and replies of the BAC and other representative of the procuring entity. And lastly, number 4, summary proceeding including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. Any motion for other matters to be included in the agenda? None. If there is none, may I know the pleasure of the body?
I move for the adoption of the preset agenda for this pre-bid conference.
I second, Mr. Chair.
It has been moved by Engineer Carlo T. Guzman and seconded by Engineer Renz Casilak, and with no objection, the motion to adopt this agenda is by approved. First in order of business is the explanation of the basic contract data. This will be presented to us by Planning and Design Section Engineers.
Good morning. For invitation to bid number 2025-023, contract, name of contract, repair rehabilitation of classroom, Napnapan, NHS, Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 25LA0103. Location, Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Scope of work, repairs of doors and windows, ceiling, roofing, gutter, provision of door locks, painting of concrete walls and wooden doors, window grills for building 1. Second, repair of doors and windows, ceiling, floor slab, roofing, gutter, electrical lighting, fixtures and wiring, provision of toilet with toilet fixtures and tiles, septic bolt, fire extinguisher, door locks, painting of concrete walls and wooden doors, window grills for building 2 and 3. Third, repair of doors and windows, ceiling, roofing and gutter, electrical lighting fixtures and wiring, provision of fire extinguisher, door locks, painting of concrete walls and wooden doors, window grills for building 4, 5, and 6. Fourth, repair of ceiling, painting of concrete walls and wooden doors, window grills for building 7 and 8. Repair of doors and windows, ceiling, painting of concrete walls and wooden doors, provision of window grills and door locks for building 9. 6. Repair of doors and windows, ceiling, roofing, painting of concrete walls and wooden doors, provision of window grills, door locks, and fire extinguisher for building 10. The approved budget for the contract, 16,800,000. Source of fund FY 2025 BEFF Batch 1. Contract duration 330 calendar days. Size range small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents is 25,000. So this is the Annex C of our program. The approved budget for the contract. Our location map. Our vicinity map. the site development plan, structural mapping. This is our site for school building 1. The ground floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, the elevation. School building 2, this is the perspective view, floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, elevation. Our building 3, perspective view, floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, elevations. For building 4, we have the perspective view, floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, elevation. We have building 5. This is the perspective view. We have the floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, elevation. We have building 6. This is the perspective, floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, elevation. And then we have building 7. This is the perspective view. Sige. Ceiling plan, elevation. Building 8, our perspective view, our ground floor plan. Sige. Ceiling plan, elevations. Our building 9, the perspective view, ground floor plan, second floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, the elevations, and lastly our building 10. This is the perspective view, floor plan, ceiling plan, roof plan, elevations. And these are the JOTAG photos taken during the site validation. That's all, Madam Chair.
For the second project, name of contract, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Ogao, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 26LA0013. Location, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Scope of work, construction of one-story barangay hall. This include tables, chairs, and cabinets. Powerhouse with 25 kVA genset standby type. Solar panel and fire detection and alarm system. The approved budget for the contract is 9,900,000 pesos. Source of fund FY 2026 GAA CSSP BIP. Contract duration 180 calendar days. Size range small b. License category CND. Cost of B documents 10,000. The location map, vicinity map, site development plan, structural mapping, the perspective of the project, the floor plan, elevation, roof plan, and the geotag photos.
Good morning, everyone. Second project, we have Santo Niño Road leading to Santo Niño Caves, Station 0 to Station 200, Barangay Santo Niño, Laak, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 26LA0021, location Laak, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting with a width of 6.10 meters and a thickness of 230 millimeter. Starting from Station 0 to Station 200 with a total length of 200 meters. Roadway excavation, surplus common excavation, embankment from borough common soil, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract is 4,239,480 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA CSSP DOT. Contract duration, 81 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category, C and D. Cost of bid documents is 5,000 pesos. This is the location map for the said project. The typical details and the geotag photos. Third project, we have Libudon Road leading to Laki Pool Inland Resort, starting from Station 3 plus 740 to Station 3 plus 885, Barangay Libudon, Mabini, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 26LA0022. Location, Mabini, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting with a width of 6.10 meters and a thickness of 230 millimeter. Starting from Station 3 plus 740 to Station 3 plus 885 with a total length of 145 meters. Roadway excavation, surplus common excavation, construction of intermittent concrete paved shoulder, construction of concrete canal lining, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract is 4,239,480 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA CSSP DOT. Contract duration, 81 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category, C and D. Cost of bid documents is 5,000 pesos. This is the location map for the said project. The typical details and the geotag photos.
For the next project, name of contract, construction completion of multipurpose building, Collegio de Nabunturan, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 26LA0023, location Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Scope of work, completion of structural concrete and second floor level to roof beam. Completion of walls and walls partition, doors and windows. Installation of roof and roof framing, ceiling, plumbing fixtures, text and logos, floor tiles and claddings. Painting of concrete walls, ceiling, doors, railing, and spillovers. Installation of transformer and electrical posts. Provision of monoblock chairs. Completion of plumbing works and electrical works. And installation of fire detection and alarm system or FDAS. The approved budget for the contract is 11,881,188.12 pesos. Source of fund FY 2026 GAA CSSP BIP. Contract duration 330 calendar days. Size range small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents 25,000 pesos. The Annex C of the project. The approved budget for the contract. Location map. vicinity map, site development plan, perspective, structural mapping, floor plan, elevations, the geotag photos.
For the next project, name of contract, Lahi Bridge B00199MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0025. Location, Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, installation of expansion joint 50 mm gap compression seal, installation of epoxy, epoxy coating on cracks, application of epoxy injection on cracks, application of painting concrete structures, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow and white. Approved budget for the contract, 4,802,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA. Contract duration, 83 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents, 5,000 pesos. This is the location map of the project, the vicinity map, general plan, the elevation, expansion joint, straight line diagram, and geotag photos.
For the next project, name of contract Matyaw Bridge B00196MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0032. Location Pantukan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow and white, application of painting concrete structure, application of patching type A, application of epoxy coating and injection on cracks, installation of carbon fiber sheet 1 layer, installation of carbon fiber sheet 2 layers. Approved budget for the contract, 9,604,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA regular infra. Contract duration, 91 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos. This is the location map of the project, the vicinity map, the general plan, the elevation, carbon fiber sheet detail, straight line diagram, and the geotag photos.
For the water system project, name of contract, construction of public water supply system, level 2, Barangay Salvacion, Mawab, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 26LA0035, location, Mawab, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, construction of steel elevated tank, 14,000 gallons, well drilling, well development and installation of casing, installation of water pumping system, installation of PE pipes, bulbs, and pipe fittings, painting on steel and concrete structures, installation of electrical works. Approved budget for the contract, 9,900,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2026 GAA CSSP BIP. Contract duration, 241 calendar days. Size range, small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos. The location map of the project, typical details, and the geotag photos.
For the next project, name of contract Lapinigan Bridge B00204MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0040. Location Mabini, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, installation of compression seal expansion joint, application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow and white, application of painting on concrete structures, application of special anti-corrosion painting and steel girder, installation of carbon fiber plate, tightening or retightening of high tension bolt. Approved budget for the contract 4,900,000 pesos. Source of fund FY 2026 GAA regular infra. Contract duration 86 calendar days. Size range small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents 5,000 pesos. This is the location map of the project. The vicinity map. The general plan. Detail of expansion joint. Elevation. Straight line diagram. And the geotag photos.
Next project, name of contract. Kadunan Bridge B00205MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. Contract ID number 26LA0041. Location Mabini, Davao de Oro. Scope of works: removal of structures and obstructions, tightening or retightening of high tension bolt, application of paint concrete, application of special anti-corrosion paint, installation of expansion joint 50 mm gap compression seal, application of epoxy coating on cracks, concrete slope protection. Approved budget for the contract 4,900,000 pesos. Source of fund FY 2026 GAA regular infra. Contract duration 84 calendar days. Size range small b. License category C and D. Cost of bid documents 5,000 pesos. Location map of the project. The vicinity map. The general plan. The elevation. Expansion joint detail. Straight line diagram. And geotag photos.
Thank you, Planning and Design Section Engineers, for your brief explanation for the infrastructure projects to be bid. Next in order of business is the requirements of bidding documents, documents to be submitted by the bidders, criteria and procedure for the eligibility check, preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of the bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects and awards, and the three-strike policy, which will be presented through audiovisual presentation.
Requirements of the bidding documents. Documents to be submitted by the bidder. The following documents should be included by the interested bidders as specified in the Section 54.2 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 12009. Technical component of the bid. A. Valid DTI or SEC certificate of registration. B. Valid mayor's business permit. C. PhilJobs Platinum Membership Certification in accordance with the Section 20 of the IIR of Republic Act 12009. D. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts including contracts awarded but not yet started if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. E. Statement of single largest completed contracts of at least 50% of the approved budget for the contract or ABC of the contract or procurement project to be bid in accordance to ITB Clause 5.5. F. Net financial contracting capacity computation, which must be equal to the approved budget of the contract or a procurement project to be bid in accordance to ITB Clause 5.6. G. Bid security in prescribed form, amount, and validity period. The bidder, at its option, shall submit a bid security in a form of bid securing declaration of any of the following forms and amounts. 1. Amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash or cashier's or manager's check. 2. Amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit. Bids shall remain valid for the period specified in a bid data sheet, which shall not exceed 120 calendar days for the date of the opening of bids. Should it become necessary to extend the validity of the bids and the bid securities beyond 120 calendar days, the procuring entity concerned shall request in writing all those who submitted bids for such extension before the expiration date therefore. Any discrepancy in amount, even a centavo, means non-compliant. H. Audited financial statement shall be received by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. I. Income tax return filed in the preceding year and paid through BIR electronic filing and payment system. J. Tax clearance. K. Project requirements which shall include the following: technical specification if applicable, delivery schedule if applicable, warranty security if applicable, brochures of the equipment offered if applicable. L. Omnibus warrant statement in accordance with the Section 54.2 of the IIR of RA 12009, 11 items. M. To ensure in a disclosure of relations and beneficial ownership pursuant to Section 81.1 and Section 82 of IIR of RA 12009 and memorandum dated November 19, 2025, all prospective bidders are mandated to submit the following documents. 1. Latest General Information Sheet reflecting the beneficial ownership duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC for corporation. And 2. Sworn Affidavit of Eligibility and Beneficial Ownership following the template attached in the bid documents as Annex A for bidders, including sole proprietorship. Financial component of the bid. A. Bid form. B. Bid prices and a bill of quantities. Any bid exceeding the approved budget for the contract or ABC shall be automatically disqualified. Please be reminded of the following: failure to attach any requirement or any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the above-mentioned checklist is ground for outright rejection of the bid and will fall as non-compliant. All documents to be submitted must be current and updated, otherwise the bidder will be rated as failed. Prospective bidders should submit their bids using two-envelope system. The technical component of the bid shall be sealed in one envelope containing the following: 1. Original copy of technical documents, sealed in one envelope marked as original copy of technical component. 2. Copy 1 of the certified true copy of original copy of the technical documents, sealed in one envelope marked as technical component copy 1. 3. Copy 2 of the certified true copy of original copy of the technical documents, sealed in one envelope marked as technical component copy 2. The financial component of the bid shall be sealed in one envelope containing the following: 1. Original copy of financial documents, sealed in one envelope marked as original copy of financial component. 2. Copy 1 of the certified true copy of the original copy of the financial documents, sealed in one envelope marked as financial component copy 1. 3. Copy 2 of the certified true copy of the original copy of the technical documents, sealed in one envelope marked as financial component copy 2. The technical component and financial component of the bid must be sealed in one outer envelope. Each document must be ear tagged appropriately, and bidders must use A4 size bond papers to their bids. Also, bidders are urged to only fasten the documents at the topmost portion instead of hard binding them. For the financial component of the bids, the original copy shall be written legibly in ink, and bid amount must be limited to 2 decimal places. In case of discrepancies, the following will prevail: bid prices between figures and in words. Bid prices in words will prevail. Bidders' detailed estimate and bid prices and BOQ. Bid prices and BOQ will prevail. Bid amount in original copy versus the copy 1 and copy 2. Bid amount in the original copy will prevail. Any insertions, erasures, and overwriting shall be valid only if they are signed or initialed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Each and every page of the bid form, including the bill of quantities under Section 9 of the Philippine Bidding Documents Related Forms, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Failure to do so shall be ground for the rejection of the bid. Criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, deliberation recommending award, and award. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretional pass or fail criterion, as specified in the IRR or Republic Act 12009, otherwise known as New Government Procurement Act or NGPA. The lowest calculated and responsive bid shall be used as the criteria for contract award. After determining the bidders that submitted their bids for the contract at hand, the Bids and Awards Committee or BAC, with the assistance of the BAC Technical Working Group, shall check if each bidder that submitted their bids is eligible to bid for the contract being procured. Pursuant to ITB Clause 26, the procuring entity will undertake the detailed evaluation and comparison of the bids which have passed the opening and preliminary examination of bids to determine the lowest calculated bid. The same shall be applied to detailed checking, evaluation of the technical proposal, after which the bidder rated as LCB will undergo post-qualification with the assistance of the BAC Technical Working Group or BAC TWG. Once post-qualified, the bidder will determine as the lowest calculated and responsive bid and subsequently be awarded for the contract. Strict application of BAC TWG during the post-qualification process will be undertaken as per DEO 127 series of 2018, such as but not limited to verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, including the declared LCCC. Checking the performance of bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. All bidders found to have conflicting interests shall be disqualified to participate in the procurement at hand, without prejudice to the imposition of the appropriate administrative, civil, and criminal sanctions. DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 70 of RA 12009, without thereby incurring any liability to the affecting bidders or bidders.
We we are now done with agenda number 1 and its subsections, including agenda number 2, other matters for the discussion of the three strike policy. Do you do we have any other matters to be discussed?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would like to present to everyone, including our online viewers, Pursuant to Department Order Number 164, Series of 2025, DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office shall use the following major categories of works and similar categories of works in determining the work experience of the bidder for the 10 contracts to be bid. First, for 25 LA 0103, repair rehabilitation of classrooms, Napnapan, NHS, Pantukan, Davao de Oro. For major category of work, BICWO PLC. For similar major categories of work, BICWPHCCP, BICWPLCCP, BICWPHCDP, BICWPLCDP, BICWOPHC, BIL, BIH, and BIM. For 26 LA 0013, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Ogao, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro, 126.013 degrees east, 7.57789 degrees north. For major category of work, BICWO PLC. For the similar major categories of work, BICWPH CCP, BICWPH CCP 16, BICWPL CCP, BICWPH CDP, BICWPH CDP 16, BICWPL CDP, BICWOPHC, BICWOPHC 16, BICWPM CDP, BICWPM CCP, and BICWOPMC. For 26 LA 0021, Santo Niño Road leading to Santo Niño Cave, stationing 0+000 to station 0+200, Barangay Santo Niño, Laak, Davao de Oro. For major category of work, RCP. For the similar major categories of work, RRP and RCTP. For 26 LA 0022, Libudon Road leading to Laki Pool Inland Resorts, station 3+740 to station 3+885, Barangay Libudon, Mabini, Davao de Oro. For major category of work, RCP, and for the similar major categories of work, RRP and RCTP. For 26 LA 0023, construction completion of multi-purpose building, Collegio de Nabunturan, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro, 125.956840 degrees east, 7.58337 degrees north. For major categories of work, BICWO PLC. Similar major categories of work, BICWPHCCP, BICWPHCCP 16, BICWPLCCP, BICWPHCDP, BICWPHCDP 16, BICWPLCDP, BICWOPHC, BICWOPHC 16, BICWPMCDP, BICWPMCCP, and BICWOPMC. For 26 LA 0025, Lahi Bridge B00199MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. For major category of work, BRHSWOP, and for similar major categories of work, BCSWOP, BCSDP, BCSCP, BRTSWOP, BRTSDP, and BRTSCP. For 26 LA 0032, Mateo Bridge B00196MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. For major category of work, BRHCWOP, and for similar major categories of work, BCCWOP, BCCDP, BCCCP, BRTCDP, BRTCWOP, and BRTCCP. For 26 LA 0035, construction of public water supply system, level 2, Barangay Salvacion, Mawab, Davao de Oro. For major categories of work, WSL2, and for similar major categories of work, WSL2 and 3, WSL3, and FCP. For 26 LA 0040, Lapinigan Bridge B00204MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. For major category of work, BRHCWOP and similar major categories of work, BCCWOP, BCCDP, BCCCP, BRTCDP, BRTCWOP, and BRTCCP. And lastly, for 26LA0041, Kadunan Bridge, B00205MN along Surigao-Davao Coastal Road. For major category of work, BRHSWOP, and for similar major categories of work, BCSWOP, BCSDP, BCSCP, BRTSWOP, BRTSDP, and BRTSCP. For clarifications and additional reminders, Mr. Chair, I would like to clarify the presentation earlier. We have a major difference or clarification. So all prospective bidders shall submit a clear copy of all documentary requirements. For correction, the bidder must submit 2 original copies and 1 certified copy of its technical and financial documents. The technical component of the bid shall be sealed in 1 envelope containing the following. First is the original copy of the technical documents sealed in 1 envelope marked as original copy 1 of technical component. Second, another original copy of the technical documents sealed in 1 envelope marked as original copy 2 of the technical component. And lastly, certified true copy of the technical documents sealed in 1 envelope marked as copy 1 of the technical component. For the financial component of the bid, it shall be sealed in also 1 envelope containing the following. First, original copy of the financial documents sealed in 1 envelope marked as original copy 1 of financial component. Second, another original copy of the financial documents sealed in 1 envelope marked as original copy 2 of the financial component. And lastly, certified true copy of the financial documents sealed in 1 envelope marked as copy 1 of financial component. The technical component and financial component of the bid must be sealed in 1 outer envelope. Failure to comply shall be ground for disqualification. As per Memorandum of Secretary Vivencio Dizon dated February 26, 2026 with subject clarification on the implementation of the beneficial ownership BOI disclosure requirements under Memorandum dated November 19, 2025, only the latest General Information Sheet or GIS reflecting the beneficial ownership duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC for corporations, partnerships, private sector organizations, foundations, and association will be submitted. The sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership, marked as Annex A, shall no longer be required. Next, bidders shall ensure that submitted computation of the net financial contracting capacity or NFCC must be true, correct, and consistent with the bidder's audited financial statement or AFS. The NFCC shall take into account all ongoing government and private contracts, including those recently awarded but not yet started. All bidders are required to fully and accurately declare all ongoing government and private contracts, including those recently awarded but not yet started, in the prescribed statement of all ongoing contracts format attached in the bidding documents. Failure to declare any ongoing or recently awarded contract or submission of any incorrect or misleading NFCC computation shall constitute grounds for disqualification. During the 3-year transitory period from RA 9184 to RA 12009, existing guidelines issued under RA 9184, specifically Section 34.3b2 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 9184 and Department Order Number 127 Series of 2018 with the subject strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post-qualification of bidders bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with DPWH shall be adopted. Checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contract will be strictly implemented. If the BAC determines that the bidder has any of the following deficiencies due to the bidder's fault or negligence, the procuring entity shall disqualify the contractor from the award without any right to reimbursement of fees and incidental costs paid in connection with the procurement of the infrastructure contract subject of the bid to wit. First, a reported negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract, or a reported negative slippage of at least 10% in 2 or more contracts, or failure of the contractor to commence repair on ongoing contracts within 7 days and to complete them within 30 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies, or failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 days and to complete the work within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection, and lastly, liquidated damages currently imposed on the contractor. Next, the Department of Public Works and Highways, Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, reserves the right to verify and validate all information provided by the bidders. Submission of bids through a representative shall be allowed, provided that their representative must present an authorization letter, notarized special power of attorney for sole proprietorship, board partnership joint venture resolution with secretary certificate for corporations, partnership, and joint venture as proof of authorization. The same authorization and letter must be sent to bacconval11@gmail.com. Lastly, the representative must present a valid company ID or any government-issued ID. For the important DPWH issuances, all bidders must be aware and familiar with the following DPWH issuances. Bidders are reminded to strictly adhere to the instruction to bidders of the bid documents. Furthermore, bidders are also encouraged to be familiar with the following to avoid disqualification of their bids. First is the Department Memorandum DPWH dated November 19, 2025, submission of updated general information sheet reflecting beneficial ownership information for encoding in the Civil Works application. Contractors are likewise reminded to submit an updated GIS annually or every time changes or amendments are made and filed with the SEC to ensure their information remains valid and consistent with official records. Next, DPWH Memorandum dated September 16, 2025, interim guidelines upon lifting of suspension on procurement activities for locally funded projects. Under Section 8, the net financial contracting capacity. The net contracting capacity for prospective bidders shall be duly reviewed in accordance with the provision of RA numbers 9184 and 12009 and their respective IRRs. The computation shall be based on the financial data submitted to the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR through Electronic Filing and Payment System or EFPS and supported by the latest audited financial statement duly stamped received by the BIR. Bidders who fail to meet the foregoing financial eligibility requirements, including their alternatives, shall be disqualified. Under Section 9, disclosure of relations and beneficial ownership pursuant to Section 81.1 and Section 82 of the IRR of RA 12009, all prospective bidders shall be required to clearly identify the natural persons who ultimately own, control, or benefit from the bidding entity, whether directly or indirectly, through shareholdings, voting rights, contractual arrangements, and other means of control. Implementing officers shall be responsible for verifying and validating the accuracy of the completeness of the disclosed to detect disclosure rather, to detect and prevent conflicts of interest, prohibited relationships, or attempts to circumvent procurement rules. This is intended to safeguard the integrity of the procurement process against fraud, collusion, and undue influence. Next is Department Order Number 241, Series of 2024, with the subject Guidelines on the Processing, Approval, and Reporting System of Construction Safety and Health Program, or CSHP, for DPWH infrastructure projects. And lastly, for Department Order Number 28, Series of 2028, with the subject Three-Strike Policy of Infrastructure Projects and Consulting Services Contracts. Under this policy, if the bidder commits three offenses or acts described as all other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, they shall be subjected to an administrative penalty. Prospective bidders are encouraged to read and be familiar with DO 28 Series of 2024 to avoid committing offenses that trigger the three-strike policy. Lastly, Mr. Chair, pursuant to Memorandum of Attorney Rio T. Espiritu, the OIC, Undersecretary for Support Services, with the subject Guidelines and Issuance of the Certificate of Availability of Allotment, or CAA, all implementing office are instructed to undertake procurement activities of all FISARO items in the FY 2026 budget at the earliest time, short of award, pending issuance of the SARO by the DBM. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
We will now proceed with agenda number 3, which is the question, comments from interested bidders and replies of the back. If there's any question or comments from interested bidders, how
None,
about
Mr. Chair.
none?
None, Mr. Chair.
How about from our online viewers?
None also, Mr. Chair.
If there are no question and comments, hearing none, we will now proceed to the last agenda, which is summary of proceeding including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued, which will be discussed by Engineer Maria Shelby S. Hopia, Head of the Procurement Unit.
All the needed information were discussed and will explained by the back secretariat and the planning and design section engineers. I would like to remind the interested bidders to visit from time to time the Field Jobs and DPWH websites, especially 7 days before the opening of bids for possible issuance of supplemental bid bulletins. Also, the deadline of the submission of the bids will be on May 19, 2026. The opening of the bids will be conducted in the second floor conference room, DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Humabon Street, Purok 18, Poblacion, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Bids shall be addressed to the back chairperson, Engineer Rico R. Rubin, DPWH Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Humabon Street, Purok 18, Poblacion, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. All of the business in the agenda will already taken into consideration. May I know the pleasure of the body?
I move for the adjournment of this pre-bid conference for ITB number 2025-023 and 2026-005 for civil works.
It has been moved by Engineer Carlo T. Guzman and seconded by Engineer Renz Casilak, and with no objection, this pre-bid conference for civil works is now adjourned.